Mavis and the Hurried Courier. Mavis felt fussy. Typically, the quarry was quiet during the winter, but a large order of stone kept her busy as Christmas drew near. She enjoyed her runs to Farquhar, but not the cold. "Oh, I'm freezing my plates off," she shivered. "Who wants stone for Christmas? It's not much of a present." "Someone must think so," her driver chuckled. "Otherwise, you'd be back in your shed." Mavis huffed. That didn't sound like such a bad thing to her. One frosty morning, Mavis stopped before the farm lane. Her second man halted traffic at the crossing before signaling her through. But as she neared the road, a van stood at the crossing, its engine rumbling as it glared at the outstretched red flag. "Shake a wheel! Some of us have schedules!" The trucks giggled at him as they passed. Mavis harumphed, hearing the van speed off the moment she was clear of the crossing. "Good grief! If I never see him again, it'll be too soon," she thought. But at Farquhar, the van was idling crossly in the station car park. "Oh, goody," he groused. "Come to delay me again, have you?" "Excuse me," Mavis frowned. "My work is important and—" "Your work? Important? Puh!" the van replied sulkily. "I'm an express post delivery. My work requires urgency. You wouldn't know a thing about that. I've enough to worry about without rotten rural roads and bumpkins like you." The van's driver returned from the station, hopped in, and sped off, leaving Mavis fuming. "Bumpkin?" she sputtered. "That was... Oh! He's rude, he's nasty, he's—" "Curt," added Percy, who'd arrived to shunt his goods. "You've met him too, I see?" "I wish I hadn't. Express post delivery my cowcatcher. Expresses are for railways, not roads," Mavis finished with superiority. "He's all muddled in the motor," Percy grumbled. "Says my post train is snail mail. He must be silly if he thinks my letters are for snails. They can't read." "I wish he'd read the warnings at the level crossing," Mavis scowled. "Then he'd know I have priority, and bother his urgency." Both engines were quite agreed. The new arrival was nothing but a nuisance. Snow fell as the days passed. Mavis was colder than ever as she trundled along, and Curt did nothing to brighten her spirits. "Today would be nice," he shouted as she crawled through the crossing. "I'd prefer not to idle here all winter." "I'd prefer to be in my shed away from you," Mavis grumbled. "But I suppose neither of us are that lucky." They stared daggers at each other whenever they met. Soon, Curt grew reckless. He'd swerve along the roads and dart across the rails in front of Mavis's trains. "You'll have an accident doing that. I might hit you," she shouted reproachfully. "Hit me? Crawling like a slug? Oh, I'd like to see you try," he laughed rudely. Mavis awoke next morning to a blanket of white over the quarry. "Icy rails today. You take care," warned Toby as he arrived with the workmen. The line from the quarry is downhill. Mavis knew it would be a difficult descent. She was watching the rails and checking the trucks when... "What's that?" her driver called. Something was in a ditch near the road, heaps of snow building on and around it. To Mavis's amusement, it was Curt. Curt spat out a mouthful of snow and hailed for her to stop. I have deadlines. Can't miss them or I'll get into trouble, he stammered. And, well, you see, this package, it's going where you're going, and... You want me to deliver it? Mavis cut in with mock surprise. Oh, but I don't know the first thing about urgency. Please, Kurt added with huge effort. Oh, well, since you asked so nicely, Mavis smiled coyly. Kurt's driver handed the package to her crew, and she set off once more. Drawing into the village, the second man jumped down and walked to a nearby house. As Mavis carried on to Farquhar, she heard the delighted thanks of the woman inside. She was ready for shunting when the second man returned, with a package in hand. You were meant to deliver that, she frowned. I did, he laughed. And then I was handed this. That courier was supposed to pick it up, but the woman who lives there asked us to take it. This is going to Ulfstead, said the driver, pointing at the label. We can't get there. But, Mavis smirked, someone can. At the road crossing, Terence the tractor had just pulled Kurt from the ditch. Mavis could only laugh as Terence chugged off, singing, Once he was a blur, now he goes brrr. Once he was a blur, now he goes brrr. You called for help, and you're doing my whole job, Kurt sighed, noticing the package. I could, but being a delivery diesel doesn't suit me. My quarry needs urgent attention. Not that you'd understand, she winked. Now, you'd best be off. Can't miss any more deadlines. Thank you, Kurt stammered as he left, package in tow. You make it sound like you could have delivered that package, her driver remarked. You know your rails don't go to Ulfstead. Yes, Mavis chuckled, but he doesn't know that. She scuttled home to her shed, hoping that next time she and Kurt met, there would be no more talk of urgency.